Hi, my name is Brandon Perez, and I'm part of the executive level management team. Today, I'm here to present to you guys the emergency operations plan for Nassau County. Right now, I'm going to begin with the needs of Nassau County based on my hurricane emergency operations plan. So, I'm going to go right into it. Nassau County needs an emergency operations plan for hurricane preparedness in order to protect the 1,381,715 residents who live within the Nassau County jurisdiction. Uh, what that entails is preparedness, evacuation support, shelter operations, and public information and outreach will be needed. Nassau County needs to ensure business and government continuity to successfully maintain normal operations and help protect the local economy. There is a total of 48,235 businesses within Nassau County. Nassau County enjoys a very mature and stable economy, and regular household income is within the 136,984 in the year 2022. So, Nassau County needs prediction and warning systems that can help to predict major hurricane and tropical storms. Nassau County needs to protect 284.5 square miles within its jurisdictional boundary. Nassau County Emergency Operations Plan needs to be inclusive, be able to effectively communicate emergency management related information to people with limited English proficiency and functional needs. This means that it includes caregivers, children, elderly persons, homeless individuals, immigrants, and incarcerated individuals, and individuals with mental health needs. There are different languages that Nassau County is compromised of, which is English, which makes up 69.7%, Spanish, 12.8%, other Indo European, 9.9%, Asian and Pacific Islander languages, which makes up 61.6.1%, and other languages, which make up 1.5%. Nassau County would need to receive state and federal support with an emergency operations center activation to aid in response and recovery operations. Resources will need to be deployed rapidly across the various towns, villages, and cities within Nassau County. Nassau County residents, hospitals, schools, businesses will need durable medical and backup power supplies for ventilators or other life sustaining technologies. Now I'm going to go into ways to include the whole community. Emergency management response begins at the local level, but prior to major hurricane emergencies, individuals can begin to prepare at the individual household level. How that might look like would be the inclusion of institutions such as public and private schools, religious and faith-based organizations. Residents and community leaders can gather to identify the needs of the community. Another way to Another way to include the whole community in Nassau County would be to include the 64 incorporated villages within Nassau County, which each can bring a representative and participate in the making of the base plan. What this does is that it identifies the plan and helps provide unity amongst all stakeholders to adopt a plan and ensure a standardized base plan in order to increase resiliency within the community. Another excellent method to increase community involvement is to disseminate a county-wide survey to identify the inputs of what key stakeholders believe are the best practices to utilize resources in emergency response and recovery operations. NGOs and VOAD groups can be involved in response operations in order to alleviate first responder agencies by providing response teams. Primary and supporting roles are established within Nassau County Emergency Operations Plan, with law enforcement and fire departments taking lead roles in response, and private NGOs such as the American Red Cross taking supporting roles in hurricane disaster management. Another way to include the whole community would be to establish town hall meetings that includes the residents and various interest groups within the community that can gather to identify their needs for hurricane preparedness. I engaged in the risk assessment process by looking at past experiences and lessons learned after the last major hurricane that impacted Nassau County, and that last major hurricane was Superstorm Sandy. Nassau County Appendix B Risk Assessment 2021 outlines the historical occurrences of past hurricane and tropical storm events, which serves as a baseline in identifying risks within the jurisdiction and critical facilities that can be impacted by the 100-year storms. Sample of hazard and threats associated with a hurricane are flooding, high winds of 74 miles per hour or more winds, and coastal hazards such as storm surges. Inland flooding can be a byproduct from severe hurricanes. These risks impact people, the economy, services, housing, infrastructure, and the environment. Associated risks that come from a major hurricane is a decreased availability of supplies such as food, water, and limited access to medicine from pharmacies. A sample of key resources and key capabilities needed to address the risk of hurricanes are an increased awareness of hazards and risks posed by major hurricanes through the use of technology. FEMA utilizes the Integrated Public Alert and Warning Systems. This is a federal resource that is available for communities to be notified of related emergency management news. Nassau County partners with New York's Alert statewide system that also disseminates disaster-related news. Nassau County emergency management-related news needs to be spread throughout several federal, state, New York State Watch, and local agencies and media. Nassau County utilizes local media such as News 12 Long Island and Newsday. Some of the budgetary concerns that I have with implementing the hurricane emergency operations plan is the 4 different sources where Nassau County has currently their physical capabilities. The first capability is the Community Development Block Grants, which provides income for low-income and vulnerable communities. The Flood Mitigation Assistance Program, the FMA program, provides riverine and coastline elevation projects, and the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, which allows Nassau County to take long-term risk reduction measures post-disaster. Another funding source is the Pre-Disaster Mitigation Grant Program, Building Resilient Infrastructure. These are the 4 main ways Nassau County receives different income sources. Other than this, the only way Nassau County really raises funds is through the increase of taxes imposed on residents. This already puts a strain on families who have low-income households, and they may not be able to afford emergency preparedness items such as tiger dams, HESCO barriers, and flood barrier panels. I would be able to exercise my plan with HSEEP principles by training stakeholders in a class environment that is safe from the elements. I will instruct classes with principles found in various FEMA courses such as IS 242.C Effective Communication that emphasizes cultural and social considerations. Another option would be to implement response-based exercises using multiple agencies such as Fire Department, Police Department, and National Guard, since these are the key assets that respond during emergencies. The methods that I will use to describe my plan to the planning community would be to use official social media accounts using Instagram, Facebook, and X, which is formerly Twitter. I will also use public conferences using local media channels in Nassau County, News 12 Long Island, and Newsday. I will get the planning community involved in an appropriate area that will support residents, representatives of villages and towns, and business owners. I will engage in planned maintenance by assessing the results of the disaster response after every major hurricane and conducting after-action reviews. After action reviews allows us to critique what was supposed to happen during response and recovery activities and how we can make sure that we will have better results in the future. So in summary, the key points are that Nassau County needs an emergency operations plan for hurricane preparedness in order to protect the 1,381,715 residents who live within Nassau County. This includes preparedness, evacuation support, shelter operations, public information, and outreach. This is supported by a whole community approach with the planning community, which includes business owners, residents, and the 64 incorporated villages of Nassau County and various stakeholders. My name is Brandon Perez, and I am a part of the executive level management team, and this is my hurricane emergency operations plan. Thank you for joining me for this session today. Bye.